Please welcome Spencer Day, everybody. Spencer Day.
This is all so grand, and my dreams are on parade. If you just understand, they'll never fade. So tell me your love sincere, dear. Yeah, baby, won't you please be kind? Mama said, burn your biographies, rewrite your history, light up your wildest dreams. Closer to the truth to say you can't get enough. You know you're gonna have to face it, you're addicted to love. You see the signs, but you can't read. You wanna move at a different speed. Your heart beats in double time. Another kiss and you'll be mine. Una vez nada más se entrega el alma con la dulce y total renunciación. Love me, say that you love me. I can't care about anything but you. All my love, all my kissing, you don't know what you've been missing, oh boy. 72 and sunny, oh what a lovely day. I'm gonna bake it till I make it. They won't know I've been keeping the secret. Words like violence break the silence. They come crashing into my little world. Painful to me, pierce right through me. Can't you understand? Oh, my little girl. All at once am I several stories high, knowing I'm on the street where you live. Kiss today goodbye, the sweetness and the sorrow. Wish me luck the same to you. Sigh, give her your attention. Do I really have to mention she's my baby, she's the one.
Welcome to Meet the Biz. And to me, there are musicians, and then there are artists, and there are icons, and he encompasses everything. Every time I would see him, I was mesmerized. The first time I saw him, I just went, who is that? That voice just takes, you forget about everything that's going on, and you're right there. He just draws you in. He's number one Billboard, what is that, number one Billboard singer and songwriter. He has played at the Hollywood Bowl. He has played, I know, right? I got to see him there. And then I'm like such a fan right now. And then, because I have to say, Stevie Wonder, Barbra Streisand, Spencer Day, and he's here today. Spencer Day!
I can't live up to that ever. That introduction was way bad.
No, it's
undeserving, but thank you very much, guys. I've known him for, I think it was, 21 years ago. 21 years ago, yeah.
You're good at the numbers. 21. Okay. Yeah, I remember that club. Here, have a seat.
Sure.
And I have a little
Hey,
sheet.
everybody.
Okay. What drives you? What drives you to do what you do?
Well, I was a mediocre waiter, so I spilled a plate of pasta pomodoro on a woman in a white Chanel suit here in LA, and before they could fire me, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna dismiss myself.
No.
But really, I mean, around that same time, a friend bought me a Casio keyboard. I was probably like about 19, and it gave me a place to put all these frustrations and longings, and what I've realized is it's the best way for me to, in my own little way, leave the world better than I found it. And I think that's what really drives me, is you get to make people happy. And I do think that music, art of any kind, is a form of therapy. I'm a huge fan of psychotherapy. I'm a huge fan of physical therapy and massage. And I really do believe music is a healing force. And if you can help people access their emotions, whether you're an actor or a writer, and that's a life well lived right there. So that's really what drives me, is you get to, in real time, see the effect of what waves of sound can do to people's state of being. And it's such an honor, and it's a real gift.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because you are a healer. I mean, your music. I mean, when I'm down, when I'm up, whatever it is, I'll put on your music. I still say CD. You know, I still have a record player. So I put it on, and I just like go into the emotion. It like takes me away, Calgon. You know, it was. I mean, it's so many songs that you don't just sing the songs other people write. You are the songwriter. I mean, and these songs that you wrote. I have to say, the first song that I heard when I was watching you was, I think, your first hit, The Movie of Your Life.
Yeah.
And that song, I think I played. I didn't go to sleep that night, and I just listened to it over and over, and I continued to take the journey of it. Where did that creation come from?
Well, actually, there was an actor here in LA when I was just starting, because I started playing in like dive bars in a place called the Lush Lounge. When I would go into these open mics, I was so nervous because I didn't grow up with really people telling me you can do this. I didn't grow up, unfortunately, with my mom was very loving, but she raised all 6 of us on her own, and we had a really hard time growing up. So I didn't have any confidence, but I felt the desire to do it because it just felt so good to sing. And I would sing songs with my eyes shut, and at the end of it I go, I'm sorry, that wasn't good, I could do better. And an older gentleman, and keep in mind everyone's older when you're, I think I was of age to be in the bar. I think I was old enough. Came up and was like, you can't do that, come back to my house. And so at 2 a.m. he was showing me clips from the Judy Garland show and a Mel Torme, and he knew all these people. He knew Debbie Reynolds, so we got to use a rehearsal studio and just spent time saying, why are you singing this? What's the reason? Because I never had anyone tell me that I was any good, and he believed in me even though I didn't. I had the desire to make music for some reason, but I didn't believe that I actually could, and was the first person, because when I would finish singing, I'd say, like, you're a joke, that was pathetic, you know, all these things to myself. And he's like, why would the little kid in you want to come out and play if you're going to beat him up every time he tries to? And so it was really, he was only in my life for about a year, and he died of AIDS. He's the only person I know who's actually personally that I was very close to, and he never even told me that he had it, you know. So I was 21, and so I wrote that at his funeral. Who came? Gosh, Joanne Worley, and a bunch of celebrities and comedians. Not Phyllis Diller, was it Phyllis Diller? It was a while ago, but all came to his funeral. So it was the weirdest funeral, because it was like he wanted it to be like a show. So there was stand-up comedy, and stuff. But that's the first time I played it, because he had always said, if your life had been a movie, how much would you have enjoyed watching it? And so I wrote that for that. That was the first song, the second song I ever wrote, actually.
Really? What was the first?
It's one I wrote for my brother, a lullaby called Arizona Blue.
Okay. And was that on your first album?
My first, like, kind of unreleased EP. I'll give you a copy.
Ooh. Thank you. Now, you were talking about the nerves, and like, how do you get rid of the nerves, but when did it change for you that you weren't nervous anymore?
I'm still nervous every time, and I don't think if you do feel that way, I'd say that you can use that. I think the hardest thing, what I've learned to do is instead of saying, I shouldn't feel nervous, like it shouldn't feel like this, that just kind of makes it worse, and just saying, okay, this is what we got. But I know this is for me, and one thing that thanks to him, and I think I went to therapy for a lot of years to, feel better about supporting myself, is I do look in the mirror every time before I perform and say, hey, I love you, and we're gonna make people happy. And even if I do a show and it goes terribly, like everything went wrong, I'll be like, well, that got away from us, but hey, it's okay. I love you. And I find a mirror, and it's my ritual, like I have to find, or a reflective surface, because for me it's important to look myself in the eye and say, we're here for the right reasons. We want to make people happy, and it makes a difference. How we speak to ourselves makes a huge difference. So I think, because when I played the Hollywood Bowl, I was really nervous. I used to throw up. I was so nervous I would get like sick to my stomach. So, and if you have that, it's totally normal, and it means that you care. But it's almost like they say, worrying is the misuse of the imagination. So it's how do you take that energy and then actually put it into your performance and use it. But to try to act like you don't have it doesn't help you, because it's how you feel. Yeah. So to try to fight it and be like, I'm not nervous, when you actually are. Yeah. So I think it's okay to acknowledge it. Talk to, if there's anyone backstage, Yeah. And the main thing above all is breathe.
Yes.
Nothing is better when you're nervous. But I still have it. But what I realize is the nervousness is because I want to do the best job that I can. So I try to say to myself, you're going to do as good as you can do.
You think the nerves feed the performance?
If you channel them into the right way, because really what the worry is underneath it is the desire to do something beautiful and great, and the desire to make people happy. And at the same time, we're battling that negative voice, which we've heard our whole lives saying, you're gonna fail at this, you're not gonna do good. And all of us have that to some degree. And the better an artist you are, the more I think sometimes you hear that voice. So you have to say, hey, I'm listening right now. Because sometimes we need that critical voice, right? That's gonna say, hey, we could do that better, or let's not, whatever artistic choice we're making, but just say, I accept that you're there, but I'm not listening to you right now. Because that voice has a place, but it's, yeah, I hope that makes sense.
No, it does. And when you said the I love you, I so connected to that, because I'm so about therapy, and I think, well, first of all, when you said I love you, it made me want everybody in here to say I love you to yourself. So like I could count to 3, but it's like 1, 2, 3, say I love you, but say it to yourself. 1, 2, 3.
I love you.
I love you. I love you. And that's to you. Oh, that's nice.
And it's hard to do, because some days I'll say it and I don't really mean it, and other days, and it's not like, I love you.
It's like,
not quite like, I mean, if you want to do that, you can.
One.
Like, yeah, I'm not like, God, you're amazing, But it's more that sense of, I would imagine a lot of you can relate that I just have a very negative voice about what I'm going to do, and there's a part of me that still all the time is like, you're going to mess it up, and that voice will always be there. And so if that voice is going to be there, I need to physically make a point of saying, hey, that's not the whole story of what we're feeling right now.
Right. There's so many, I could do a 3-hour interview with you, but we are doing a songwriting class today as well. So that's going to be fun, and all of you whoever would like to, will participate. I want to go to, you have so many albums. You have Vagabond, Daybreak, Mystery of You. All of them, it's like, I remember the history of it in my life, listening to the music and how it took me on a ride as well. And then one of your latest album that just came out, I think it was a year ago or a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
Broadway by Day, and that's Mr. Day. I seriously thought it would win a Grammy. I thought it's truly, like my top 10 favorite singers, that's on my top 10 favorite albums. I mean, and Valley High, Broadway Bag Day. Why did you do that, and how did you decide which songs to sing?
Well, for that, because it was my first cover record that I put out that was like a big release, and people for years have been like, you should do a cover record. And I was signed to Universal originally the same time Michael Bublé was signed to Warner Brothers, and so they kept wanting me to be like a copy of what he was already doing, and I think what he does is amazing, and he's good at it, but I knew that I wanted to write, so for years I really resisted people wanting me to do that. But I thought, okay, if I'm gonna do like a more jazzy, something more along the lines of what Michael Bublé does, how do I do that and still maintain my sound? And so my friend suggested Broadway songs, but Broadway songs that people had not done in a Sinatra, jazzy style. So the goal was to find songs that people would recognize but haven't been covered. Like Cole Porter and a lot of those are great, but they've already been kind of done. So thinking of like Annie, Oliver, some other musicals.
What
more
I Did for Love.
Chorus line, yeah. So that was the goal, was to think of ones that people would be surprised and that would still sound kind of new, and I could put my own stamp on, because I also produce and arrange and all that too.
Right.
And I did it with my friend Alex Frank, who was there last night as well.
Right. So what is one of your biggest dreams that came true?
Oh, one of the biggest dreams that came true. Yeah, because it's so easy to think of all the things that have not, come true. I got to write the music for a show on the West End in London, which is like their version of Broadway. So I got to write the music for that and got to have my name up on the marquee. That was fun. I'm just as happy writing for other people as I am for myself. So actually hearing other people sing my songs really makes me very happy.
Is there a singer or a musician that you'd like to perform with or work with?
Yeah, there's a couple. I would love to write a song for Katie Lang. Obviously Adele.
Yeah.
Nora Jones, I'd love to do something. I'm a huge Fiona Apple fan. I love, there's just so many. So for me, that's exciting, because I love writing for film and writing for stage. That's my big dream.
Best song that you wrote and why?
I would say maybe the one we talked about, the first one, that Movie of Your Life one. Just because of how honest it was and that people still relate to it. But I think the best song I've ever written, I haven't written yet.
Oh! I love that. And all of your creations come from here?
As opposed to...
From out there?
I've definitely almost got an Olive Garden commercial, and I don't know that came from in here.
Right.
I think that came from the desire to...
Right.
But I still do it with as much passion and excitement as I can. So yeah, actually, even that, I'd say, I just probably wouldn't have thought of writing a song about pasta had I not been asked to write a song about pasta.
Right. And there's so many different kinds of pasta, right?
Yeah, fusilli, or actually that sings really nicely. But that was, but once you do it, any assignment, as people will say, selling out, if you do something too commercial. But for me, selling out is when you can no longer bring your heart and soul to it and do your best, because we're all going to get acting roles or jobs that maybe aren't our dream project, but it's about what you can, if you can still find the passion and to apply yourself to it. And if you can and you really hate doing it, then make sure it pays really well. Or don't do it.
Seriously, now that brings me to a question then, and John, come on up here. John Paces, everyone, the creator of Performing Arts Studio West, 26 years now. John Paces. One thing that I was gonna ask you was about the creativeness. I'm gonna just throw it to John now, because that went behind brain cell number 65. So John,
one of the big things I wanted to find out from you is that, there's different songwriting processes, okay? Some people, get an inspiration just from thinking of a word that could be a hook. Other people hear a little melody in their mind, which is Joe almost always hears something musically before he hears it lyrically. So I wanted to find out about your process. How do you go about constructing a song?
Well, I'm one of those that usually the melody almost always comes to me first, but if I have a lyrical idea, it kind of is a different way to build the song. And in a way, if you start with the lyric, I think it's a little bit easier, because then you can, and one thing that hopefully we'll get a chance to do is show how many different ways you can phrase a lyrical line, whereas when you already have the melody, it's a little bit harder because you already know I want it to go da 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 or whatever da 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 da. So then it's going to be a lot. You're trying to squeeze in words that also say what you feel and sound good and rhyme if you're trying to rhyme at the same time. So, but usually I start with the melody, and it's easier sometimes when I already have a lyric idea in place that can, because I have more options. I feel like I have more options available.
In regards to people wanting to create, wanting to be a musician, wanting to be in the entertainment industry, as we know it's very difficult, how would you tell people that go for your dream when it's so climbing a mountain?
That's a wonderful, $1 million question that I still have to ask myself. But I think what your intentions are matter, because if you're in it just for the fame or the money, I can't really speak to that because that's never why I've been in it. So, I mean, I love applause, of course, as they say in All About Eve, it's like waves of love coming over you. And it's great to have people enjoy what you do. But I can't speak to those as much because that's never been my driver. But I think that if you're interested in fame, for fame's sake, there's kind of a different path you have to follow. But as an artist, I think one thing that's really hard is because the money and the fame and looks and beauty and all that, those matter to some people. You don't want to confuse that with your desire to express yourself through art. And I think keeping those separate and saying, hey, being a celebrity, it's great. Sometimes some people are great at both. It's great if that happens, but that's not to confuse it with your desire to do it, and realize that success will come to you. Today we're breathing, and that's a success. Success will come to you, but probably won't be in the way you expected it. But every day, if you're getting to express yourself through art or acting, that is a success. And so I think ignoring the voices, because so much of advertising and social media is a way to compare and despair. We see other people and we're like, well, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I do it all the time still. And then I have to, and it really is so unkind to myself and my own accomplishments, because this person's life is nothing like. I have no idea what their struggles are. I have no idea what advantages. And so it's so easy to say, well, they look better than me, they sound better than me, they had a break, and they may have. Life is not fair, but your relationship with yourself and what you want to do is the only one that matters. So I think that's the most important thing, is you have to return to yourself again and again and say, am I losing myself, and am I chasing someone else's dream that I've been told by a lot of the world I should be following? It's very easy to do.
It goes back to I love yourself. I love you.
And I trust myself and my process, that I'm not on a race with anyone else. Yeah.
But not as much as I love you, it's more like I love me in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. No, it's important that other people love you too. But in this moment, our relationship with ourselves, because a lot of social media, and it's a part of our lives, we confuse that with genuine love or genuine approval when it's really an illusion. And I think real art is the moment. What's a success is when you're on stage or writing and you're filled with that joy that you couldn't possibly be doing anything else.
And that's why I like what you said earlier about looking in the mirror when you get up, or even in the middle of the day when you need it, and look in the mirror and say, "I love you." So it's so important. Do you do that too?
A lot. If you don't believe it, too.
Yeah, a lot of times I don't believe it. But it's still that's why I have to say it, because if I don't, I can tell myself I'm a loser all day long.
I just felt like Cher from Moonstruck and said, "Snap out of it."
Snap out of it. Yeah.
You're gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna one more question that I'll have, and then we'll take a break and start. And through the class, you'll be able to ask questions. And this is a question that I got from Corey Allen when I took his class, and he would start his class like this every day. What do you want the most at this moment in your life?
A sense of where I'm going and a renewed confidence in what is possible. So I think, and that's up to me, right? That's, I think, yeah, just to return to myself. I think I've been in a pretty good space, but I would like to continue very much this year to belief that if not anything's possible, a whole lot more is possible than I've been thinking. And that comes back to, you just have to keep returning to your relationship with yourself, you know?
Yeah. And I love how you said that, because it sparked something in me saying everything's possible. Positive, you know, thinking about the positive.
Because once again, it's way easier to say nothing is possible.
Right.
It's as I was saying, you know, about like my French Marie Antoinette joke last night. It'd be, yeah.
Just one more thing.
Sure.
And this is something I heard from another artist online. I don't know how accurate it is, but I think it's accurate. It's give me a second. Don't make your fame don't base your success on money or fame, because it's not always, you can be successful and not have $1 million.
Well, I've been around a lot of really unhappy, rich, and famous people.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
A lot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, wanting to be compensated and rewarded, you deserve, just like anyone, if you work hard to hope that you can be paid for that.
No.
And that's,
I don't want to base it on that.
yeah, but if the reason is, or I would say if your reason for doing it is favor money, I don't even want to put a judgment on that. I'm not a good one to ask for advice about that, because
Right.
that's never been my
It's a
driver.
balancing act is all.
Yeah, it is definitely a balance, and everyone's value system is different, you know. Yeah.
John, do you have one final question to ask or anything?
I wanted, and I'm sorry, I gotta get back into the music thing of it, guys.
Yeah.
How long had the band that you were playing with last night been working with you? When did they get the charts? How familiar are they with that stuff? Because you made some comments last night about LA musicians are great because it's like, boom, they're ready to go. This band was insane, you guys. This band was insane.
They showed up 30 minutes before the gig. They hadn't looked at any of that stuff, and I hadn't seen some of them in a year. But we have played together enough, and you develop, just like if you're doing an improv scene or an acting scene, our chemistry is really great, and I trust them and they trust me. So even if we make mistakes, or like I started going into like that Chris Isaak song just because I felt like it.
Oh, that was amazing.
They were like, that's not in the set list, but I was just feeling it. And as long as I know that they can read me and I'm making eye contact with them, that's the beautiful part though. But I make sure the charts are pretty good. And then a lot of it is just their musicality, yeah. So I've played with them a lot individually, but haven't seen them for about a year.
Yeah.
So they just kind of jumped in.
Well,
fabulous musicians.
we are seeing you today. We're seeing Spencer Day today. And now you get to create a song, all of us today together, the word, I guess, collaboration.
Yeah.
And we'll take a 10-minute break and we'll be back. We're all here. And everybody, Spencer Day!
Thanks for hanging around. Thanks, guys. Would you feel comfortable sharing an idea?
Yeah.
Would you, is it in poem form or sung, or would you like to play piano? Or
I'm still
working on it. Oh, no, we're still working on it is great.
I'm okay with sharing it anyway, though.
I love, that's awesome. Because
I
that's
love
the
showing.
scariest time for me too, is because in the middle we can stop our creative process because we want to do everything perfectly.
No, I still want to do that.
But, oh yeah, no, but I'm saying, but in the beginning, I'll be like making weird sounds and you have to, it's an incredibly brave and great thing to be in a place where like, hey, I'm still working this out and I'm comfortable, and I think that is awesome.
Do you want me to say it, or?
Sure, it's a lyric?
It's a lot.
So we're hearing the beginning of a lyric, and do you have a melody?
No.
Not yet.
I don't know how to do
Maybe
that.
we can work. Yeah, maybe
Okay.
we'll work on that.
I'm excited now. I'm very excited. Okay, just say what's on here?
Yeah,
Okay. 1,000 wishes, 1,000 songs, 1,000 words anyone can sing along. Music is magic. The magical life that we live is something that can also be tragic, but that sliver of hope is something we all believe in.
And what was your original inspiration for this that made you feel like writing it down? Do you remember where you were or what you were thinking
I
about?
just wrote it down today.
Oh, just today? All right.
I wrote it down because we had time to. And then I don't know why that comes out of my head, but I'm happy it does.
And
A what?
would you like to share? This is a lyric that you've.
Yes, and also I want to play a song that I've co-written with my music partner.
Great.
Yes, so let me first write. This is a lyric. Seasons come and seasons go, but as our lives ebb and flow, as nature tended to be free, as we live to the beats of our hearts. This is the first thing that I wrote. The start to something.
Did you just write that?
Just now,
Yeah.
I'm very good with thinking on the fly like that. That's just me. And then I send it to my music partner, and 9 times out of 10, he sends me back, this shit is dope. This is sick. I'm gonna go
Awesome.
somewhere." But would you like to hear one of the songs that we collaborated on?
Let's see what we can create
with
here
this.
with that.
Okay.
The great part that both of you have already had is there's a lot of rhythm in it, because with a poem, and I love writing poems too because it can be a lot more free form. You're just trying to pick beautiful words like you did, and that's the compromise sometimes you have to make is when you add music to
Would
it.
you like to read it?
Sure.
Here.
So, to me, this is a little bit bittersweet because seasons come and seasons go. Our life, like nature, intends to be free. We live as the beats of our heart. So, but there's already a rhythm to it that I hear. So if you had like seasons come and seasons go, the life of nature we live. You could also phrase it, seasons come and seasons go. So for me, if I hear rhythmically, and once again, this isn't necessarily the best melody I've ever written, but if you have seasons come and seasons go, but our life ebbs and
Flows to
flows.
the beats of our hearts.
But our lives have, usually one thing that I find very successful in songwriting and in lyric writing too, is to have enough repetition so that your brain can catch on to an idea, but not so much that it becomes monotonous.
Yeah.
Because if you kept going, seasons come and seasons go, and we don't know how we can flow, and da-da-da, it starts being too da-da-da, da-da-da-da. So when do you get off of that pattern? Because also what makes something catchy is you do want some repetition. Like if I once had a girl, or should I say, she once had me, ba ba da da ba, ba da da ba, ba da da ba ba. So the Beatles kind of had a rule of like 3. So there's like 3 repeats. So, and then on the third, have some element of surprise. And our brains, for some reason, seem to really like that. It's also fun to know that's a rule, and it's really fun to break rules all the time. But if you had seasons come and seasons go, and we ebb and flow like the sea. I took so there's another internal rhyme, so all I did is take what he had, and once again, he's free to not like that at all. And when you're collaborating, that's a great part, is you just like in improv, you try to say yes. And if you don't like an idea, when you're co-writing with someone, and I recommend that to anyone who wants to start writing songs, is meet up with someone who plays an instrument or someone who writes lyrics. If you don't particularly like what they're doing, you can say, hey, how about we try this, but always offer an alternative. Because if you just say, I don't like that, you just kind of shut it down and there's nowhere else to go. But for this, I was hearing seasons come and seasons go. We ebb and flow like the sea. And then our nature beats because we were meant to be free. What I'm getting from that is living in harmony, living in nature. And the one thing that's coming to me that you had written, all I've done as the melody writer here is kind of flip the order. So my job is to it's always going to be a little bit of a game of both. If you're co-writing with someone, both people being willing to compromise, just like in a marriage or a friendship, a little bit to find the in between. And he's free to say, like, I'm not sure about that, let's try something else. And then I'll go, okay, how about let's see, seasons come and seasons go. No, I don't even like that. Let me see. Seasons come, seasons go, but they ebb and flow, so do we. We in harmony, 'cause we were meant to be free. I like we were meant to be free or something, because he's talking about returning to the natural world. So it feels like that's our destiny. So what are some good rhymes like destiny? But if you did another verse using the ba 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 ba, which seems to be where the rhythm of his thing is falling, you could do money comes and money goes. Keep going with the comes and goes idea. Or what are some other, and like what are some other things actually out there that are temporary, that don't last? Like the seasons come and seasons go.
Fame and fortune are temporary.
Yeah, fame and fortune, temporary, fame and... So in there, the problem,
Yeah, I know.
the problem, no, it's the right word. So this is the challenge sometimes, is that is absolutely the right word. But if we only have 2 syllables, what do we do when we have 2 syllables? And a thing that I use all the time, there's an app called Rhyme Zone.
Yeah.
That is fantastic, and it also has a thesaurus. So if you look up temporary, would you actually mind looking up and seeing what other words for temporary
I don't mind at all.
show up? Because that's 100% the right thing. If we have money comes and money goes, and fame and fortune are temporary.
And like something like this, they die out with the cinders. You know, when burning something, they die out. Something like that die out with the cinders.
And I'll tell you one situation that I had is I was set up when I went to Nashville to write for a girl who I was told was the British Taylor Swift. And I had my own preconceived notions about her because she was gorgeous, she was blonde, she's like 19, I'm 46. So I went in, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to write a song for this girl, and she's not gonna be good, she's not gonna be able to sing. And she was great. She was wonderful, and she knew what she wanted, and so she was like, I just had heartbreak, and I'd be like, well, what did that mean to you? And instead of asking her just to describe how sad she was, I was like, the idea we started coming up with is saying that I'm so happy without you, you wouldn't even know that I only cry when I'm alone. So the whole thing being from someone pretending to be happy. But she knew what she wanted, and I think I was prepared to dismiss her, if I'm honest, in that moment as not going to be at my level. And so we have to really respect that every person's bringing their own unique perspective when you're co-writing with someone, and not really shut down an idea. It's okay to not like it, but offer a solution, or ask them, are there any other options we can we can explore. And that's where both of you getting clear on what do you want to, what are we trying to create? And so she knew, she's like, I just had a breakup with someone who broke my heart. I want to write about that. This is, oh, I'm sorry, this is Josephine. I'm going to bring this around here.
Can you read it, please?
Oh, you want me to read it?
Yeah.
Sure. And would you mind just saying a little bit about what you were thinking when you came up with the idea? I think your phone is locked on.
It's called. Wait. It's called 100 Million Pieces of Love.
And how long ago did you start writing this?
Just now.
Just now. Wow, that's awesome. You guys are better than me. I have to. That's what. Well, I'll ask you. I'll read it, and then I will ask you what you think. So here we go. 100 million pieces of love by Josephine. And take a piece of my heart. It's all your own. So when we are apart, you never need to be alone, baby. If you're the one I need, you're the only one I see. When you say you love me, know your love means more in my world. 100 million pieces of love. Pieces break home into your heart.
Yeah.
Is it like breaking into someone's house?
Yeah, breaking into someone's house.
But the house is there.
Yeah, the
is
house
their
is
heart. Corazón.
Mm-hmm.
That's let me into your 100 million pieces of love. Do you? Okay, now let me ask if you don't mind. Do you think are you hearing this as like a happy song, or is it a little more heartbreak?
It's a happy song, and in between is a sad song.
Heartbreak. Most of your favorite love songs are actually disturbing anthems of codependence, and it's beautiful.
And you know what's amazing too? The 100 million pieces of love, it's just breathtaking to me, and I could see it affected Shannon over there too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did wrote a song already.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I forgot.
We'll
I
get
will
to
do
you,
this,
Shannon.
and then we will come to that. I am so sorry.
It is amazing, though, 100 million pieces of love.
What I would say is, like, most of your favorite love songs, like even like Don't Leave Me This Way, I can't survive, can't stay alive without your love. Don't leave me this codependent. It's really unhealthy, but you had me. It's really so the point is that we could have had it all rolling in the deep. Those are all really sad songs, but when I hear them, I'm like. And that's what's so cool about music is you can take a sad idea or something and make it so never be afraid of going sad is my point. Because what I'm hearing, if you're okay with it, is leaning into you have 100 million pieces of love shattered, broken, as I'm trying to break into your heart.
Yes.
Show me the way to break into your heart. So you could play even a little bit more with this idea of I want to be inside, but you've locked the gates. And if I have to be a thief, like go even more into the lyrical idea of the pieces, because if it's 100 million pieces of love, but they're broken. As our friend, I'm so sorry, I'm forgetting your name right now.
My name is Antonio, but everybody call me T-Bone.
T-Bone. As Josephine, as T-Bone was saying, the feeling of someone who's not letting you in, and I know what that's like, and it's so painful when you have that, and you're on the outside. And if you make it a little bit more, if I have to be a thief of a break-in, of show me the way to break in, either I'm going to come in through the front door because I've already shattered all these pieces of love. So I think thinking of other things that shatter when pieces of love is a really cool way to go with that. But I think that's an excellent place to begin. Billy, did you have a melody as well, or it's a lyric?
I just wrote down the title, and it's called Shout Out to Friendship.
A shout out to friendship?
Yeah.
That's very appropriate to what we're talking about. Yeah.
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, can you remind me your name one more time?
Shannon Derricks.
Shannon Derricks, everybody.
And I'm going to speak it, okay?
Great.
Let's get happy. Shout out for our friends. We sing, we act, we dance. We love our friends. We get happy and dance. Shout out to friendship. We love our friends. We love to be happy. We hang our friends. We love, we laugh, we smile, we get better with our friends. Shout out to friendship. We our love, our friends. We love to be happy. Let's get happy and joy and beauty. We love our merry rings. We love our friends.
And T-Bone, before we come over to both of you for some songwriting, one thing I'd say that's inspiring about Shannon's poem, because I feel the same way. I actually just got my heart broken in a way that was very painful. But one thing I forget is how many other kinds of love there are, because it's very easy. We can focus on romantic love, and we all can want that. That's very normal. But there's so many other kinds of love, and even in the room all around us, there's a lot more love than sometimes we
Love for
remember.
nature. What about that?
Love for nature.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so sometimes when we feel hurt by other people, because other people do hurt us, returning once again to our relationship with ourselves, or it seems Shannon was focused on all the love she's feeling around her right now, which is awesome.
So when cats love sunbathing so much.
Cats, yeah, I do love something. But he told me after that it was a songwriting workshop in Nashville, and I was like, wow, what a pretty song. And now when I listen back to it, I'm like, oh yeah, that is about a cat. But at the time, I just thought he was talking about a beautiful woman, because he talked about her beautiful, shiny black hair in the sunlight, and that she's always there, but sometimes she runs away. He had a whole relationship, and when we're writing, we feel like, oh, I have to write a love song. Like his is more about the relationship to nature, which is another kind of love that you can have as well.
Or a family member too, Mom, dad, sister, brother, cousin, whatever you want to.
Yeah.
Or David Zimmerman.
Yeah.
Or Shannon Derrick.
Yes. Hey, do you know just my imagination?
Just my imagination.
Do you know how to play it?
I can figure it out. Do you know, let's see, key-wise, could you sing a little bit just so I can hear where you sing it, and then I'll put it in the key for you.
Just my imagination once again.
Yeah.
It was just my imagination.
Running away with me. Oh, soon we'll be married and raise a family.
Oh yeah.
And a grown this couldn't be a dream to real, 'cause it was just my imagination running away with me. It was just my imagination running
away with me. Thank you, folks.
Hey, and that's a good example of that's such a nice song, but that's that lyric that was based on a sad disappointment that person had, that they thought that they were going to have a future. So that's what's so beautiful about music, is you can take that feeling and you can turn it into something, and that's such a beautiful song. But when you hear the lyrics, yeah, that's that person's dealing with some heartbreak. What were you gonna say?
Thank you very much.
Yeah. T-Bone, everybody.
I was like dreaming. I dreamt of a song about motivation. about not quitting, about like, motivating yourself to be better and just don't quit. I think I think the title of my song that I came up. Well, I think me and my twin brother wrote this, and I think it's actually called "Don't Quit." And then I think, like, even if you're going through hard times, you are not supposed to quit. Even if you're going through a struggle, you are not supposed to quit. You got people who believe in you, and I believe in you too. So don't quit. Don't quit.
Hey. Did you have a melody? Do you sing as well, or
Yes.
do you play an instrument or two?
No.
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 Is it would you like to sing any part of it?
I could.
Because I can try to come up with some.
I could.
And then we're gonna come to you. Thanks everyone for your patience as well.
I'll just like maybe read it again.
And
Okay.
You could stand right next to the piano too. Next to
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's your name again?
Devon.
Devon. Yeah. Thank you. You told me that, and
I like to learn how to play the piano.
Right.
So would you recite for them again, and then we can figure out if we can turn it into a melody for this.
Okay. I'll just do the first.
Sure. Yeah.
Even if you're going through hard times, you are not supposed to quit. Even if you're going through the struggles, you are not supposed to quit. You have people who believe in you, and I believe in you too. So don't quit. Don't quit. I'm just trying to.
Even if you're going through hard times, don't you ever quit.
You are not. Yeah.
Or you're not supposed to quit.
Yeah. Let me see. Even if you're going through hard times, you are not supposed to quit. Even if you're going through the struggles, you are not supposed to quit. That's what I was going
Even if you're going through hard times,
you are not supposed to quit. Even if you're going through the struggles, you are not supposed to quit. That's what I was going. That's what I was
Even if you're going through the hard times, you are not supposed to quit. Even if you're going through the hard times, struggle, you are not supposed to quit. That's the beginning of a song for sure. That's it for Devon. Thanks, Devon. Yeah. Even if I can still sing it, remember it with all of our ideas, like even if you're going through the hard time, you are not supposed to quit. Even if you're going through the hard times, you are not supposed to quit. Then where does it go? I don't know, 'cause it's your song, but I could do What do you think for a chorus?
What I think for a chorus,
Sometimes the chorus, what you want to do is sum up like the whole idea. So if the verse is 1,000 wishes, you're not supposed to quit. And though it's hard sometimes, or something. What's the next thought?
Life is so cold.
Life can be so cold, but I'm always by your side.
Life can be so cold, but it also can be good too. Life is so cold, the world is.
You have us by your side.
And then, what's some other ways to say a hard time? Oh, what?
You have us by your side.
Yeah, that it is going to say that I'll be right by your side, even if the tears start falling. You are not.
And then I'll be here to pick you up, to lift you
I'll
up.
be here
Right?
to
To lift you up.
right?
Yeah.
Even when the world's on and the world kicks you around. I'll be sending them and you're dying to pick you off the ground. Yeah, because ground and down, yeah.
And I'll lift you up with angels.
I hope I won't be. I hope you guys can all be meeting up together to finish this, because all of these, I'm not just saying that, you know, to blow smoke up wherever. But you guys, these are all really solid. So I think the fact that, as you can see with them, more and more ideas are coming like quicker and quicker.
They all relate to each other.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of doing something where we're all together, is when you get inspired, like you said, if you're loving singing, like take this energy, because when I'm around friends or I see people do something, or David last night, that's why seeing other people perform or get up and do something is so great, because everybody can get excited. And I think we had our final guest on the stage. What's your name?
Yeah,
Her name is Blair.
Blair?
Something too. I want to show them something.
Thank you. So this is Blair's lyric right here, and it looks at the title is DNA Doesn't Make a Family.
Wow.
I kind of agree. DNA, 3 simple letters, doesn't mean much to me, but friends stick with you until the end. Friends share in your joy, whether you're in love with a girl or a boy. And when you're sad or filled with doom, friends surprise you with your favorite mac and cheese from Oakland-based homeroom.
How about this? Surprise you, and then you begin to bloom. That would be working there good too. For a
Maybe
good
we
ride.
can't choose our bio families, but gratefully we can choose our friends who will be with us until the end. Very common themes everybody's bringing in too. Yeah. I love mac and cheese. One thing I love in songs is when we bring in some specific details, because that actually is memorable, because I've not heard anyone mention mac and cheese in a song before. So. There's a very similar, I love that DNA, like family, DNA, 3 simple letters, don't mean much to me, but friends stick with you till the end. Friends share in your joy, whether you're in love with a girl or a boy. That's a nice rhyme, too. I'm going to show you a little bit of a song I wrote to show an example of what she's doing here, which is actually giving you, because some people feel like I have to say, oh, I love you like a dove, and I fly up above, and we're so in love, and we're like a glove. They're not, I think, just like in acting, what do you want? What are you trying to say? Start with this. And she's got a very clear idea of what she wants to say, which is amazing. There we go. Oh, here we go. That way I don't have the keyboard fall over. But I had a song and I was like, I'm so sad and I miss you. I'm so very sad and I miss you. And I was like, okay. But I was like, what's going on around me? And it was a really hot, disgusting night and I couldn't sleep. And so originally it was like, Todd, and I miss you. It's so hot and I'm lonely. My lyrics were not good. But then I thought about what's going on around me, and I love film noir movies from the 40s, so I changed it to a sleepless night in the city, no peace and quiet in the city. And it was really hot and humid, so I was like, what's a way I can say it's so hot outside? I said, it's hotter than the water from a boiler in the basement of hell. In this low-rent, walk-up, broken-down hotel. And then I described what else was going on. Counting the cracks on the ceiling, flat on my back, and I'm feeling lower than the tunnels and the roaches in the 1 and the 9. Because I was in New York, and that's the name of the subway. And the clock says that I'm half past losing my mind. So I was looking at the time, half past losing my mind, half past going crazy.
That's awesome.
Through the tick-tock tick, I can hear the faucet drip. When the neighbors brawl, which is like fighting, I can hear them through the wall, but I'm waiting. I keep waiting. And then finally say what I've been wanting to say this whole time, which is 'cause I want you. I want you back again. I can't remember when you and I were one. So then it feels more sad when I do it, because before that, all I've been doing is describe specific details. And I want to change your mind. So I'm gonna bide my time, bearing my misery till you come to me. Which was, I think, better, more interesting than what I originally had, right? A high noon, same room, this is when it gets so suffocating. The air, and I'm still describing the heat, it feels heavy like the weight of my regret, forever letting you go. And it don't matter whether the windows are open or closed. There's a beep, beep, beep from the traffic in the street, and a bang, bang, bang like a hammer in my brain as I'm fading, going crazy. 'Cause I want you back again. I can't remember when you and I lost my voice last night. And I want to change your mind. So I'm gonna bide my time, bearing my misery till you come to me. But this song, I actually have people dance to it, even though it's very sad. So that's the thing. Don't let being sad stop you from writing. In fact, that's the best possible time to write.
And that was a #1 hit.
It was. And I wrote it just about being sad in a hotel room with no air conditioning in New York. Me and my friend Cliff were.
Where is the song?
Where
is it?
Oh, you mean like on iTunes and all that stuff? Yeah, it's on iTunes and YouTube and Apple Music and
Maybe we'll
Spotify.
play it afterwards on the.
Oh, sure, yeah, you can hear how it originally started, which was kind of like a sad ballad, and then by the end it was like. Here's another song I had. I was like, I was thinking of this Salt and Pepper song. Like, let me bring you back to the subject. Put it on the set. Make you work hard, make you work up, as wet to the. But I don't want to steal that song because they already wrote it. But I like the rhythm. So then I had these chords. Da 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 da. So if I was like, let me bring you back to the subject. Put it on the set. Make you work hard, make you work up, as wet till you get to the loo, my darling. I'm falling in love, but I'm falling for you. And then I added lyrics about me leaving home, so I changed it. Everything was in the pickup truck. He packed the bag and Mama said good luck. In California, California. Papa told him that he shouldn't go. Said I don't want to say I told you so, but Joe, I warned you. Joe, I warned you. Joe, did you know? Did you think about your chances out there? Are you scared? What do you think you're gonna find? Did your mind go on missing? Use your senses, oh Joe. Don't you know the world isn't kind? Anyway, so by the time I'm done, I started by quote unquote stealing. When I say stealing, I'm not really stealing, but there's a great little book for artists called Steal Like an Artist. Because Picasso said, bad artists imitate, good artists steal. So his thing is, if you love Meryl Streep, for example, watch every single one of her movies, watch everything you like that she's doing, because by the time it goes through you, since we're all individual creations, it's not going to sound. So by the time you heard the end of this, nobody would say, you stole from that Salt and Pepper song. Because it doesn't sound anything like it. It was a rap to start, you know. So that was just an example of how, if you're feeling stuck, think of a song that you really like and be like, what do I like about this? I'm gonna borrow a little bit of this to jumpstart my creativity.
And we have Jonathan Pineda here. He wants to give you a little gift from Performing Arts Studio West.
Thank you.
And he's a singer too, aren't you?
Hey, Jonathan.
What's one of your favorite songs, but face the audience?
The Backstreet Boys.
The Backstreet Boys?
Yes.
Like I ain't nothing but a heart.
Yes.
Would you sing that?
Hell yeah!
My fire, the one desire. When I say I want it that way, is it tell me what, tell me nothing but a heartache, tell me what, ain't nothing but a mistake, tell me what, I never wanna hear you say, I want it that way, nothing but a heartache, no one, desire. That's the only part of the song I know. I want it that way.
Why don't we all get up? Three.
A sleepless night in the city, no peace and quiet in the city. It's hotter than the water from a boiler in the basement of hell. In this low-rent, whack-up, broken down hotel, counting the cracks on the ceiling, flat on my back, and I'm feeling lower than the roaches in the tunnels of the 1 and the 9. And the clock says that I'm half past losing my mind. Through the tick-tock tick, I can hear the faucet drip. When the neighbors brawl, I can hear them through the wall. But I'm waiting, I keep waiting, 'cause I want you back again. I can't remember when you and I were one, and I want to change your mind. So I'm gonna bide my time, bearing my misery till you come to me. High noon, same room. This is when it gets so suffocating. The air sits heavy like the weight of my regret, forever letting you go. And it don't matter whether the windows are open or closed. There's a beep, beep, beep from the traffic in the street, and a bang, bang, bang like a hammer in my brain as I'm fading, going crazy. 'Cause I want you back again. I can't remember when you and I were one, and I wanna change your mind. So I'm gonna bide my time, bearing my misery till you come to me. my time, bearing my misery till you come to me. Just you wait and see, you'll come back to me. Just you wait and see, you'll come back to me. Oh no, no, no. Just you wait and see, you'll come back to me, baby. Just you wait and see, you'll come back to me.